What's up, y'all? How you doing? All right. Hopefully you're having a wonderful and great and excellent day. You know what I'm saying? All right. So today, is going to be a little bit different because I'm going off of the poll that I ran several weeks ago now, saying that you guys wanted a couple of different topics, and today is one of those topics. And I'm calling it Manosphere Atmosphere. Manosphere Atmosphere, okay? And today we're going to be talking about conditional feminism. What is conditional feminism? Is it good to have these conditions? And what are these conditions? You know? Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we get started into all of that, if you're celebrating a birthday today, this month, or this week, happy birthday! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you, and many more! And many more birthdays, alright? Okay. All right, and I would be remiss if I did not mention for those couples that decided to stick it out, hash it out, stay together regardless of all the mess they've been through. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary. Absolutely. And many more. Many more anniversaries, okay? You are awesome. Oh, yes, you are. And this show is also going to be a podcast. So, hello to all my podcast listeners out there. What's up? You may see this video all around the way, but you know what I'm saying? And if you're on YouTube, yo, what up, yo? YouTube? How you doing? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification and comment below and let me know if you like this video, if you want more video like this in the future, okay? All right, so let's get into the subject of today. Manosphere, atmosphere, conditional feminism. Now, my opinion is this, okay? You comment below, let me know if you agree with me or if you don't. You have a right to have conditions, okay? You have that right, all right? The conflict comes into play is when your condition is not meetable by 90% of the men. And then you're just left with 10% of the men. And it's usually because women date up, men date down, up, sideways. It's a given fact, okay? A matter of fact, in some cultures, it's looked at, if you're gonna date, you're gonna date somebody that's gonna be of yay level, okay? And that's understandable. But with that being said, that 10% of men that you're going after, they have options too. And the question is, why would they choose you? In a form of what other people say, what are you bringing to the table? Okay? And that's why the question comes about, because a lot of times, a lot of women won't date down, or they won't date someone who's what they call an equal plane or equally yoked even. Okay? They want someone that's making more, that's the higher tier. Or their conditions are so diluted that the type of man they want is whittled down to the top 1% or even 0.0001%. I've heard with my own ears, in some cases they were talking to me, we were in a group conversation and such, that they wanted a guy that was 6 feet tall or taller, six-pack ab body definition, you know what I'm saying? Really good physical aesthetics, all right, 6 figures or more, all right, in the bank, net worth, all of that, okay? And very well endowed, you know what I mean? Six or more there too, yeah. So and they want all of that, and they didn't stop there. Like, even if they would stop there, it would have been too much. But they didn't stop there. They went on to say that they wanted that person to have a princely attitude in public, a conqueror attitude in the business arena, and a porn star attitude in the bedroom. Oh my. Okay. Sadly, that whittles it down to likely not many people can reach all of those. And yeah, and they say if they don't have all of those, then they don't deserve them. Then and it's like, yeah, nobody can meet that. That the bar is too high. And then, of course, the repercussions is going to be they're going to look at that person. You know, look at that woman who's demanding all of this and look at her and say, sweetie, you're only 5'2". You know, 5'5" at best. 5'5" with the heel on, with some heels on, some elevator shoes, you know. And then, God forbid, if they mention anything in regards to her weight, you know, especially if she's pushing about 280, 260, 280 at 5'2". And they're talking about they want a 6 feet man, 6 figure, you know, 6-pack abs, you know, very well endowed, attitude and all that stuff. I'm like, these guys that you want have other options. Do you realize that? You know? Now, there are guys that are on your level or even maybe even a little bit above that you can choose that will be happy to have you. But you don't want them. You want that top icing cherry on top dude when he have all these other options. and that's why the question comes about and be like, you know, why would this guy choose you? Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. He was awesome, you know, and not, you know, and why would this guy choose you? Why? You know, when he has all these other options. You're trying to get the top 10%, the top 5%, the top 1%, when you yourself, in a lot of cases of your own admittance, is not even in the top 50%. And I'm not saying just, but you're average. And nothing wrong with being average. I'm average. But you don't want an average man. You want this top tier dude. Now, if you was of that top tier, yeah, absolutely. Now, don't get me wrong. You'll have any guy that's willing to shake it down with you. You know what I'm saying? Horizontal mambo and all that, you know. But as far as putting a ring on your finger, they're going to be like, I'm going to slide past that question. You know? And all the guys that wanted to be with you was in your friend zone. Now, most of these good men is going to find women that's going to appreciate them, and they're going to move out of your friend zone. And you're going to be looking at, whoa, where did all the good men go? They were in your friend zone. You just look past them, you know? And so, you know, the dynamics is there. Now, if you find yourself a man and you're happy, he's happy, y'all treating each other good, that's wonderful. That's how it should be, you know, for real. You know, it takes two to have a relationship. One person on either side cannot make the relationship work. It's like carrying a couch. One person can't do it by themselves. And if they do attempt it, they might have a little bit of strength to carry it a little ways, but you're not going to make it. You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to happen. And then when that person is done trying to drag that couch by themselves, it's gonna be it's gonna be rough and a lot of pain. So that's what I wanted to look into. There's nothing wrong with having conditions, but just make sure your conditions are not so far-fetched out of there. And then something that shout out to Kevin Samuels that Kevin Samuels used to say was make sure that you're not reaching so far beyond your marketplace value. you know. And that's the realism of it all. Because if you have a kid and your baby daddy is still around, then that new man is gonna have to deal with you and your baby daddy. You know, and then if you don't want this new guy that's gonna marry you, take you into his household and all this other stuff that you want and take care of you that you want, you know, and you don't want that dude to correct or have any dealings with your child, that's a problem. You know? And then he has to deal with your baby daddy on top of that. Talking about baby mama drama, baby daddy drama gets rough, yo. That's why you see a lot of people don't want to mess with women who have kids. You know? For real. Because there's so much, oh my goodness, there's so much stuff to deal with. And if you can't realize that, and you can't realize that that is a problem and that is an issue, and that's what bring your marketplace value down, even if you are, you know, fit, brilliant, and all that other stuff, you having that child does bring it down a bit. Because he has to think about how he's going to have to deal with you and the child, and possibly that baby daddy as well. You know, for real. Now, notwithstanding, I mean, y'all can sit down and have that conversation. That's definitely a conversation that y'all gonna have. But if your heart and mind is closed, and you already decided that that dude that you gonna marry, that you want to marry, and you gonna move into his place, that he's gonna provide for you, his child, himself, and if he's lucky, may have one other, that you might have one other child for real. So, and he has other options. You that basically screams that you want an average man, you know, because most high tier dudes, and I say high tier because it's like 6 feet tall, six figures, and all of that, high earners or whatever, don't have to deal with that because they have other options. They have women that's out there that don't have kids, you know. So, and I'm not saying that they're not shoddy guys out there, but that's where the vetting process come into play. Sometimes women can't vet goods. Women can't vet guy really good. Cannot vet men really good a lot of times. Sometimes some women can, but a lot of women can't because they're looking at all the wrong things. And they will eliminate that man because he might be a Henry. You know, shout out to Kevin Samuels again. High earner, not rich yet. He might be a Henry. And you're looking at him like, you're not there yet. I'm going to leave you alone. And then call me when you get there. Yeah. While the next woman is going to slide right up on him and like, yo, I got you. You see what I'm saying? And you looking like, man, I missed another one. That was on you. All right. I'm going to close with this. And I said it last time I had the manosphere atmosphere conversation. It takes two people to have a relationship. And if you've been hurt in a past relationship, don't bring that into your new relationship. Not saying that you can't learn anything from it, but if you're still scarred from it, then yes, you need to seek professional attention so that you can get through that. Because you're going to bring all of that pain and suffering into your new relationship, and it's going to be dead on arrival because of all that you've been through in the other relationship. For real. All right. And again, it's nothing wrong with having standards. Standards are good, but just make sure your standards are beyond what you're capable of. All right. So you have to be aware of what you're bringing as well, what you're willing to do and not willing to do. And a lot of that need to be discussed in the preliminaries of the conversation, not at the end point of the conversation. After you done got what you want, air quotes. Don't give a care what the guy wants and what the guy needs. Just all about you. And that's selfish. Everybody wants somebody that they can grow old with, have that wonderful home and house and the grandkids come over and enjoy the holidays and vacation with that person. Everybody wants that. And it is possible. But it's not going to be easy because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody's human. Everybody got their own particular way of doing things. But when you decide to come together as a couple, as a unit, as one, then compromises need to be had on his behalf and on yours. Okay? Y'all got to trust each other, and you got to trust him to lead. You can't be a man and a woman too in that regard. And the relationship has to have structure. Okay? If you're going to find a man where you're leading and then you're going to get mad because you're leading, that's what you look out for. That's what you looked for. That's what you found. That's what you got yourself into. If you want to find what they call an alpha male, if you want to find an alpha male, and the alpha male, he's going to lead. He's not going to ask you whether can he lead. It's not a partnership. It's a marriage, and it's a duty. You have a responsibility to each other and to any children that y'all bring into the relationship. It's a very important thing. The dichotomy of a family is extremely important to the infrastructure of the country and the community. Whether you know it or not, whether you believe it or not, the things that you teach that child, he or she is going to bring into the new generation, into the new atmosphere, into the community, and thus the country. And if everybody is looking for this one particular thing, and they haven't even gotten close to being able to achieve these levels yet, then yeah, that's the issue. And if you're coming into a situation with a sour attitude, how are you expected to be successful? It's not. It's not going to be successful. It's going to fail. Especially if you're bringing in luggage from the other relationship, from what you've been through in the past. You're bringing all that into this new guy and expecting him to read your mind. Most men are not mind readers. I know I'm not. And if you're not a mind reader, conversations need to be had. You cannot assume that he knows a thing. Even if you insinuated, unless y'all had a sit-down discussion and talked about it, its chances are he may have just chalked it up to, oh, she's not feeling well today. It sounds funny, but until y'all have that actual conversation, you cannot assume that he knows what you're thinking. He don't. And even though a lot of aspects you're vetting him out for this, that, and the other, but you also got to be cognizant of the fact that what you're bringing as well. And I hate to say it, but a lot of y'all women in the African American community have been through some rough relationships and have not sought out therapy and bringing that luggage into your new relationship. And so this new guy have to deal with all of those baggage, all of that stuff, and hopefully find you in the midst of all of that gunk, instead of you working on yourself, seeking professional help, and making yourself ready. And as far as the health issues thing concerned, we have the body positivity movement. I don't want to get canceled, but I want to tell you the truth. Being healthy is good. You don't have to be like Miss Universe, but if you take better care of yourself, eat healthier, get your weight down, get to a healthy weight for your height, you will attract more men. Okay? And then the other thing is your attitude. If you come in there with a bad attitude, I know you want to vet the guy and see if he could take down. You don't know what that man went through just to get to you. Okay. Your attitude plays account into that, and he'll pick up on it. He will. I have conversations with women before the conversation over. I already know. Just in the conversation itself. You see what I'm saying? And I never talk about how much I make or don't make. I always throw out one-liners out there and let them come to their own conclusion. And if it's our first time talking, she better not ask about my monetary situation. Because I'm not going to ask about being in bed with her. Not on the first date. Not if we're looking for a long-term thing. Now, if it's a wham bam thank you ma'am thing, then hey, it is what it is. Let's stop playing. If we are both adults in this mess, let us start acting like it. Okay? You want to be showered with gifts and all that other stuff. All of that comes from a sense of after you guys have been together for a while. After you've done treating him like, like he is your man. Like he is your husband. Not him doing for you, but y'all doing for each other. And you doing for him. Okay? We get so washed up in what the other person could do for us, or what he can do for you, that you don't do nothing for him. And he's sitting there looking like, man, this is about a bunch of mess. And then old lady would come over here, but like, yo, and she ain't gonna do you right. And now you're mad at him because he done broke some vows that he made to you. But you didn't scope in what you did to push him away. No, don't get me wrong. There's bad guys out there. What they call them, Chads or all that, King Slingerling. Can I say that? Oh, if I can't say that, I'm sorry. My point is this. It does take two people to have a relationship. Okay? And if you're not ready for a relationship, don't put yourself in one. And don't date someone you're not interested in. If you're not interested in that person, like, you know what? I would marry this person. Let's go out on a date and see if they meet these simple criteria. Not this extensive one, but let's see. Oh snap, this dude holding the door. Oh snap, And even if you might not have it, if y'all go out on a dinner, now my rule of thumb is whoever asks is paying. No, notwithstanding, I'm gonna always, if I'm going out, I'm gonna always pay. Now, and if I'm going out and the women don't offer to, like, yo, need me to leave the tip or whatever, I might say yeah, I might say no, depending on the situation. But the bottom line is I'm also always taking mental notes. If you're acting like a bump on a log throughout the entire date, but you're ordering everything on the menu, that's not a good look. Okay? So there's a lot to be had. There's a lot to be said in all of that, okay? And there's always outliers on both sides. I'm well aware of that. So this is my manosphere atmosphere topic for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. All right? Okay. All right, y'all. That's my manosphere atmosphere conversation today. Leave the comments below. Let me know what you think about it. Do you like it? Do you not like it? What do you not like about it? What do you like about it? All of that. I want to hear from you. Okay? So, yeah. Until next time. Bye.